Uh, Hey, everybody, this is Mark Phillips with Forge Men. This is Jason Riley. We started this little project because we think we need support for stronger men in our country and our communities and around the world. Men built this world, and we're going to continue to maintain it and make it better. So that's why we're here. We're just going to do a podcast or a Zoom meeting or webinar, whatever you want to call it, once a week. And we're just going to talk about whatever we want to talk about and open it up to you as well and invite you into our cohort, a new word for Jason here as of a few weeks or months ago, into our group, our support group. So that being said, we're going to get rolling. Jason, you got anything to say to start out?
Just happy to be here. As Mark said, it's a time in life where men get pulled in many directions. We used to hunt, gather, and that was it. There are emotional stresses, there are physiological stresses, financial. It's all different roles, and the drift is easy. I've personally can relate to this as I've drifted a lot in my life, and still struggle with it. It's a daily challenge. So this is something where Mark and I are coming together to help others with that drift and getting through life. So I'm excited. It's our first obviously entry into this. So happy to be here. Honestly nervous. I'm a regular guy, but happy to be here to provide support to those who need it.
Good deal. Yeah, we're going to talk about many things. We're going to talk about work. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about supporting each other. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about multiple streams of income, all at different times, and sometimes all of them in the same episode or day. Jason and I both kind of get off on tangents. We met working together briefly about 5 or 6 years ago, and then ended up working together again. Um, Got separated, just career paths took us in different directions, and then we hooked up again. We've always stayed in contact with each other, texts, and just making sure everybody's each other's okay going through things, and we've had very different paths in life. If he was a superhero, he'd be Tony Stark, and I'd be boring man if there was one, because I've been married 39 years. I drive a Subaru. I've got boxers, and I'd rather spend time with them than I would people. Jason lives his life. He drives a super fast Audi that I can hear him coming a mile away, or a fast ass motorcycle, or
So
something
I
like.
the Vin Diesel's movie Triple X kind of got me, and Vin says anything enough to go fast enough to do something stupid on. So yeah, unfortunately, I've had a passion for cars and bikes, a lot of things motorsport all my life. I've tried to talk myself out of it, but then I hear a Ferrari go by with the exhaust, and I'm just right back in. So connected. So the car is an Audi RS6, which is a good multi-purpose car. Has room for the dog. So Mark has four boxers, as he mentioned. I have a rescue terrier, so it allows my buddy Castle and I to get in with one car and still have some fun in the corners and twisties and everything else. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's one of my passions.
Yeah, that's great. And it makes him identifiable. I mean, if you're looking for the guy pulled up in the white Subaru, I blend in a little bit. He doesn't blend in. I'm also glad you mentioned drifting, because we've both had some big successes in our lives and some losses as well. I've even though I've been married 39 years, I've drifted taking care of my health. I'm currently in a journey, a process trying to lose some weight. Jason has made that journey and lost a chunk of weight at one time through intermittent fasting and different things. So that can be the one drift. There's no area of your life that we don't want to help you at least get some relief and just getting it off your chest. We don't care what it is.
Yeah, and I mean to the point of that, drift is easy. It happens in one aspect. So it could be having financial struggles, and then all of a sudden you're compromising with health or diet, gym routine, relationships. So it could be one little thing that happens, and then it's easy to make excuses for everything else, which is why this is more of a holistic program. And it's not it's okay. It's not a bless your heart program. There will be support, but it's accountability through support. So um, nobody can change unless they want to. So it's providing you with the tools and encouragement to make those changes, to hold you accountable at a certain level, to hold yourself accountable. And again, stop that drift, stop the permissions to say it's okay, and hold yourself accountable to a higher standard for yourself, those in your life. Um, and those support you. I don't know what your role is as far as business, personal, marriage, whatever. But if you're solid, you can provide a better foundation to those in your life, and it could be just strangers that you meet as well. So I mean, as far as background, I guess a good place to start. So I was born in Oklahoma. Most people don't know that. I identify myself as being from Buffalo, New York, and I
Buffalo.
do clarify it's Buffalo because we both live in the Charlotte area now. I'm just south of Charlotte in Indian Land, South Carolina, and Mark is in a suburb of Charlotte as well. But I was born in Oklahoma. Did grow up in Buffalo, New York, in a small outskirt of Buffalo in Williamsville, and came down to Charlotte when I graduated high school. So I attended school for a little period of time here at a community college, and then UNC Charlotte. And Charlotte's been home. So I've been here since '98. I've been here for a long time. So that's kind of my personal background, how I got to Charlotte. Mark, I know, was born in Tennessee and can pick up from there.
Yeah, I was born in East Tennessee. Other than my time in the Air Force, I lived there till I was 35, and my wife and I moved the family to outside of Chicago, and we were there from for 12 years. It was really good to us. We even dealt pretty good with the winters until about March, and then we were like, "Hey, this is supposed to go away by now." But and when COVID hit, we decided that we were coming back south for some warmer weather as we got a little older and didn't deal with the cold as well. Taxes were high. Politics was a little different than our views on a lot of things. So we, by fate, ended up in the greater Charlotte area. We visited 4 or 5 metro areas. We wanted a place for the kids to have plenty of opportunity. I was in the car business at the time, so I could do that anywhere. And this just happened to be fate. And I think some of that's because so this partnership could start. Um, again, I've been married more than I've not been married. We have combined between us over 100 years of experience. You guys can try to figure out how that math breaks out if you want. So in life, and I don't think there's much you can screw up that haven't already screwed up in life, other than drugs. I have never been addicted to drugs, so other than that, I've screwed it up if you have. So let's talk about it. There's a way out of it. That's one of the reasons we want to talk about entrepreneurship. That's one of the things Jason and I have communicated on, connected on, I think is a better word. But ever since I've known him, I've been telling him you need an extra stream of income. I don't care how good your first job is, you need a second stream of income. Uh, it gives us as men, especially, it gives us value, it gives us worth, it gives us, that internal tick mark that I'm a man, I'm creating something. I don't care if you're creating a lawn service and you mow 7 yards a week, you're doing something extra. I promise you it'll make you feel better about yourself. And if you'll do right with that money, it'll make you a fortune.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the rich dad poor dad thing. So Mark has, as he mentioned, for a few years, encouraged me, given me ideas, and it's kind of funny because I have a friend in my life that I've tried to mentor as well, about a similar age difference. Again, you do the math on the division there. But as I'm talking to Mark about the encouragement I give to this person, from my experience in life, it's never really heated. So when I talk to Mark, it's like, sound familiar? So again, it's the rich dad, poor dad philosophy. I grew up, both parents worked. My parents separated at an early age. So I was raised in a house with my mother, but was close to my father as well. And both were hired guns. My father worked in business. He didn't have the entrepreneurial spirit. So he was president, chief operating officer, whatever, of many companies, did work with startups and existing businesses of connections in his life, and helped other people grow or start businesses, but never did it for himself. So just couldn't relate. Um, I was at a point in life where Mark connected with an idea that did make sense. And this, again, makes sense to me. And it was timing as well. So the entrepreneur piece, to start something, from a legacy, or to forge your path, is intriguing. So finally decided to make the plunge.
Nice. I think that's how we come up with the name Forge. We're trying to forge a legacy. We're trying to forge ahead. When you think of forged steel or metal, it's solid. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. Men are almost 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women are. And I think that's some of the outside pressures of life. Fact of the matter, less than half of all relationships, less than half of marriages, people that make it far enough in a relationship to say, yeah, I want to do this the rest of my life, less than half of those work out. Um, it's not wrong. It's just the way it is. Uh, the courts tend to favor the lady in the situation, you know. We tend to be the bad guy more often. Sometimes we deserve that, but we tend to be made out that way, and that makes it tough. Where it is harder to provide. You know, 60 years ago, a fireman and a nurse, or just a fireman, could buy a house for his family. You know, and my first house that I bought in 1991 was $42,000. It was 1,800 square feet on an acre and a half. You can't buy a house that you would live in for 42.5 today. And my parents bought one for probably 15 grand. And today the average house in America has got to be what, quarter million? And it's,
I'd say that,
I mean, a friend in Jason's life is looking for a house, and she's looking in that price range, right?
right around 250.
And
Yeah.
I all I know is Jason says when he goes with her to look at a house, he says I wouldn't live there. So I don't, you know,
It's tough. The financial stresses have grown. Um, Rates are up. Rates were historically low 5, 6 years ago. So rates are up, prices are up. That's putting a lot of pressures on
yeah.
that weren't there before.
The one thing that I think as men we miss because we get so focused on a career or a job is, or we put in our 8 or 10 or 12 hours, you know, a day, and we think I'm doing all I can do. Fact of the matter is, we probably aren't. We do live in the easiest time in history to make money, earn money. Only a man can make money, earn money. And you have talents that you don't know about, or you have talents that are marketable that you don't realize are marketable. So we want to help you pull those out. And we'll probably, you want to, I mean, we'll start next week, pick a topic or something that we think we can explore and throw
Yeah,
ideas out
I
there.
think it's a great idea going forward. Again, this
Yeah.
is our intro, so we're kind of spitballing, just mad libbing here. But no, going forward to be topics, whether it be career search, entrepreneur search, marriage advice. Some will be spiritual, religious, and some
Amen.
not. So yeah, going forward, a topic will definitely be a good focal point. But this is just to get us, let you get to know us. Again, we're two average Joes. And on the topic of marriage, I've had told you I've had my challenges in life. I think we all have, and I've succumbed to pressures and I've faltered. I have two marriages under my belt, um, have come and gone, and I've contributed to those being short term, with something that could change. And unfortunately, as we all know, we can't change the past. But what we can change
100%.
is ourselves and focusing on the future. And still being there for those that are in our life. So I've got one daughter from each of my marriages. Fortunately, I have those girls in my life, and it's just making myself a better person to go forward. Past is the past. It's written; it can't be changed. But what can be changed is going forward. So that's what I focus on.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it's a daily challenge. It's a daily reminder. Again, it's easy to get caught up in being passive. It's easy to get caught up in any number of things. So it's a daily challenge and daily focus.
100%. He's right. It's very easy to get dwelling on the past. One of the things Jason used to tell me all the time when we were in business together before we went down this journey, when we both had a job together, was control what you can control. Don't worry about everything else. And that is very difficult. We get hung up on. I do it myself. I'll be driving down the road and think about something happened 15 years ago, and 5 miles down the road, I'm mad as hell with somebody that don't even he isn't even thinking of me anymore. You know, and
And I usually get a text when that happens.
yeah. And unfortunately, I carry a gun, so I'm thinking the next guy that passes gets in front of me or does something wrong, he's getting it, you know. But that's never happened, fortunately, yet. But
Yeah.
yet,
Yeah. So and again, that's that exercising control. It's being able to protect yourself in all situations and talking about the path. So you don't always know where the path is taking you. So Mark mentioned we met a handful of years ago, and you a couple days ago, a few days ago, posted on Facebook. It was a copy and paste thing, but it was tell me one word from where we met.
mhm.
And I thought about it because there could be any number of one words. And I posted the one word, and obviously it was a direct connection. And to that point, it might have been a name that was at the dealership where we met. And I struggled with that because this was actually I was let go from a job while I was homesick with COVID, for non-production issues. It was just we weren't meeting manufacturer objectives. And again, not to get too much into the car business vernacular, but one sales manager had to go. I was kind of the rookie on the team, so I was let go. Again, while I was sick with COVID. So again, things happen to us in life. It's how you respond to them. You can't control the external influences, but you can control how you handle it. But I struggled with it for a while. And again, as Mark said, we stayed in touch, different levels of communication. It could be that one text a week, one text a month kind of thing, or 47 memes in one day.
Mhm.
More often now, it's more 47 memes in one day. Um, but he encouraged me to go out, wipe my shoe on the curb, and get it off the bottom of my shoe, as if I were to step in something in the yard. Um, and I did it. And now when he references that dealership where we met, um, my mind it's gone. I said, dude, you told me to go wipe my shoe off. I did. It took me a minute to get there, but I did. But I wiped it off. Because again, you don't know where the path is taking you that you're on. Life is about enjoying the journey, not just the
Mhm.
destination. We don't always know where we're going. We don't have a GPS in life per se. Sometimes we take side roads. Sometimes we do have a GPS taking us where we're supposed to go, but you don't know if you're going to pothole the road. You don't know if you're going to stop at a gas station and buy a winning lottery ticket. You don't know what those deviations would be. But sometimes you have to put the past in the past, and sometimes you hang on to it for the good memories, which
Amen.
again is kind of how we met. So not the best situation as far as the dealership, but to have the friendship and partnership um, come out of it is why I was put there.
Absolutely. Well, anything else you want to hit on, or I mean, we've kind of done the intro, so I don't know if you want to pick a topic or we just want to end it here and pick up again same time next week.
Should we throw it out to them? Yeah, I think the intro is a good thing. So as we're just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, focusing on the Forge project with Forge Men, holistic. Um, if you haven't already, check out the ebook, supporting materials. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, concerns, any ideas. So again, this content is it's to document our journey,
Yep.
as well as providing support for you. So any topics that you think of, please let us know. If not, I think going forward, we'll do a weekly topic, have a focus around that. And um, any questions for us, let us know.
Yeah. So
So,
wherever you see this, we'll probably post it on Facebook, YouTube. I may drop it into Spotify. Wherever you see it, drop your email in the comments and we'll send you a free ebook on a 90-day journey to stop drifting. It just helps you analyze where you are and a way to go. If you want to comment on there, hey, let's talk about this next week, we'll take that into consideration, see if we can squeeze them in. And also, if you want to reach out, we'll give you some contact info so we can do some one-on-one side stuff too and chat. Because again, we want to be here for each other.
100%. So, looking forward to the journey. Thank you for viewing, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks.